Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. Welcome to a CIDM webinar. Today it's AI, XML, and Microsoft Word working together. So before we get started, a few logistics. I'm Trish Grindering, your moderator, and we will be recording as well as sending the recording link out to all those who have registered for this webinar. And you may find on both IC Tech's website and also Comtext on our CIDM website. So a little bit about us. And also for the Q&A, if you have any questions, please feel free to put those in the Q&A and we will be addressing them at the end of the webinar. So a few words about Comtech and CIDM and IC Tech. First, Comtech has been helping clients produce better technical content since 1978. Whether you're looking for consulting services or you need to train your team, Comtech can help. We deal with content strategy, information modeling, taxonomy development, process maturity assessment, user studies and benchmark studies, and data implementations. On the CIDM side, we're a membership organization facilitating the sharing of information about current trends, best practices, and developments within the information development industry. We have in-person and online conferences, members' quarterly workshops, manager roundtable discussions, best practice news, quarterly newsletters, and 5 membership level opportunities. So coming up very soon online, September 15th through 17th, our Convex ideas, and that to this year's theme, Shaping Tomorrow, Evolving Roles, Smarter Content, and Boundless. Check out the agenda. It's available online. Data Europe, our call for speakers is open. This is the first in-person conference of the 2026 calendar. That's on February 2nd through 3rd at Brussels, Belgium. Also coming up in 2026 in April, Convex Pittsburgh. Save the date. We're pretty excited. A call for speakers will be opening up shortly. And our fall workshop schedule. We've got some relatively new, using AI to write and deliver content, incorporating AI into your content strategy in September 23rd and 24th, respectively. Editing Essentials for Writers and Editors. That will be in India Standard Time on the 25th of September. Data Basics on the 25th also of September. And Advanced Reuse Strategies on the 25th of September. So we have our second Members Quarterly scheduled, August 21st. It's ready to go. This is an exclusive member benefit. It's a 4-hour interactive workshop. This one will be on taxonomy, from classification to connection, a practical guide to taxonomies, ontologies, and knowledge graphs with the instructor, Don Stevens. Sign up, and if you're not a member, there are membership level opportunities. We have the individual membership, individual plus, and our corporate silver, gold, and platinum, all eligible for the member quarterly workshops. Stay informed as always. In today's webinar, AI, XML, and Microsoft Word working together. Today with Pradeep Jain, founder and chief content architect of IC Tech Inc., Regina Rajoy, business development partner of IC Tech Inc., and Joe Gallner, managing director of Gnostic Research Inc. And a little bit before we get started, a few words about IC Tech. IC Tech provides document workflow automation solutions using artificial intelligence, Office 365, and intelligent content. It includes DITA, JATS, MIL Standard, and STS. IC Tech customers include the Department of Defense, federal agencies, publishers, and technical communications departments. IC Tech works with all types of documents. The key results are time savings and cost savings, as you see in the testimonial here. And ICT works with Office 365 and can be used by anyone in the enterprise. Here's a statement from a customer calling it a game-changing software.
IC software is a game changer. It takes anybody else on the market, you send it to them, and it takes 5 to 7 days to get an article done. They send it back to you to review. If there are changes to be made, you have to send it back. That's another 5 to 7 days. I sit down, I read the manuscript, I edit the manuscript, send it to the authors, and when they send it back to me, I make those changes, and within minutes I have a final product. And I can have that up and on the website again within minutes. And this is incredibly unbelievable. I've always felt that technology could make a difference and help small publishers get their work out there to be seen at a reduced costs and reduced effort. It gives me complete control over the product. As I said, just to find an all-in-one package that I can sit and do myself. I am not tech savvy. I can work with this product. It is easy to use. It is really and truly a game changer.
So welcome everyone. Yeah, so as our title broadcasts quite loudly, we want to look at the three pieces working together: AI, XML, and Microsoft Word. And as the central illustration shows, we are arguing that the three of them do interact together in a particularly constructive way. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each of these three pieces, introduce them, and then look a little bit about how each of them views the other two. So we have Neo for XML. We have myself, Morpheus, standing in for AI. And then we have Regina standing in as Microsoft Word, as Trinity. Anyway, but let's go to the next slide and let's jump right in. And I'm going to sort of ask XML, introduce yourself, and then we'll move on to exploring what you think of the other two players, Microsoft Word and AI.
Hello, everyone. My name is XML. I was born in 1998, and I was the one chosen to bring order to the chaos that there was, just like Neo. And pretty quickly, I was everywhere in all kinds of documents and information. Now, almost 27 years later, I'm like electricity. I'm like prana. I'm in the fabric of the society. You use it every day. People use me every day, and you don't even know that I'm there. So I've become so much part of the foundation. Now, the question that is asked, well, what do I think about XML and what do I think about AI? What do I think about AI and what do I think about Microsoft Word? So about AI, well, AI is like this new energetic kid on the block, really game changer, opening up a lot of opportunities. And I think what happens is I provide the structure and the order, and then AI comes in with all that intelligence and flair to make everything more powerful. We make a great team. Some people have actually asked me this question to XML. Do you think that your existence itself is threatened? Do you think that XML will go away because of AI? And my answer is not at all. I think that AI and XML myself complement each other really well. While AI brings the intelligence and the automation, I provide the essential structure and organization. So I think I'll be sticking around for a long time, working side by side with AI. Now, the question about what do I think about Microsoft Word? And my answer as XML is, there was this saying, East is East and West is West, and never shall the two meet. That's actually what I thought initially about Microsoft Word. Besides, at that point, Microsoft Word was also the new kid on the block. XML was the new kid on the block, but Microsoft Word had been around for a while. So I thought, this is that old dude, no interest to me. But what happened over the years, I saw so many people asking this question. I use Microsoft Word. Can I get XML? More and more questions. And many companies actually tried to create kind of lookalike. Oh, we can give you something that looks like Microsoft Word. It's not the same. I'm excited to share that there have been some really good development on the front of XML, Microsoft Word, and AI coming together, and you're going to see some of them. So with that, question to AI Joe. What do you think about XML? Please introduce yourself, and what do you think about XML, and what do you think about Microsoft Word?
Yes, yes. Well, yeah, I'm trying to channel Morpheus and sound very sonorous and insightful. But basically, as AI, the background is, AI goes back to really the beginning, the very beginnings of computer science. And I'm thinking particularly of Alan Turing and Claude Shannon. And interestingly, both of their early explorations of AI focused on texts. Statistical projection, or the famous Turing test, which basically is an interviewing technique. Anyway, AI, of course, is a big topic. It has multiple research areas, one of which, we'll say the generative AI, the transformation models, the large language models, they are getting all the press, but they are just one part of the AI story. And part of what we're seeing now is other aspects of AI being brought into service. But really, all of them are really trying to bring automation or bring computational systems to the point where they can do some of the things that we would normally only associate with people. So it is very behavioral. And that was a key change with AI that really sort of let it out of the darkness. And handling language in sophisticated ways is definitely one of those things. So let's go to the next slide. So as AI, how do I look at XML, for example? So I'm channeling H.G. Wells here, and I would say that AI looks at XML with envious eyes. That wherever XML is being used, we see processes and we see management discipline in place, and that is very evident in the quality, the consistency of the content. And this is really very, very important. So one of the things that AI really needs is a source of truth, a point of reference. Where should it learn specifically about what your organization does, how it does it, what it's offering? It's also important, as AI, we look at XML and say, well, XML is intrinsically structured. It is componentized. It is available in quote unquote chunks. And when it comes to ingesting into a large language model, or critically updating those representations, that chunking, that sort of disciplined approach to the handling of components is really important. Now, when I say, well, what does AI think of Microsoft Word? Well, also, there's something very interesting in Microsoft Word. And in particular, it's the fact that that's where the authors are. That is where people who are the subject matter experts, the people working with the customers, they They are really embedded in the process, and they are doing the day-to-day jobs. And therefore, the language that they are using, the way they are writing, is, a mix of sort of natural, fluid, and specific. It's got real world gritty detail. And to be honest, this is one thing that AI cannot do without. So really, the summary of all this is, as AI, when I look at these two things, I want both. I'm quite greedy. I want both. So at this point, we should probably consult the third of our players, Microsoft Word. Where'd you come from? And how do you see the other two actors?
Hi, guys. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm Microsoft Word. I was born in 1983, and it didn't take long for people to start loving me. So I have a feeling that most of you, you're professionals and users of Microsoft Word, and feel free to give us thumbs up or give a reaction if you're actually using a user of the Microsoft Word. So I'll just be the first one doing it. Okay, so I want to see this thumbs up coming just so we can start interacting. Microsoft Word is the most familiar interface of creating a document. And this is where the creative of the authors and content creators are happening, right? So if we change the interface of the document, you feel like, oh, it's a new thing, it's a new format. I don't know if I can, concentrate or actually like be in that zoning creative mode to build an authentic content, right? So we create this interface that gives you that familiarity and is giving you this freedom and flexibility of being the author of your content at the most authentic point of your creation. So today we've got more than 2 million fans all around the world, and I'm here to help turn everyone's idea into beautiful, polished documents. So what do I think about other guys, right? AI and XML. I am thinking that I am at a point where I would like to see my capabilities enhanced, and I want to look smarter, and I want to look more beautiful. And why not introducing XML and AI to the party, because they will make me look more enhanced. Sorry, guys, I have emotions sometimes. So AI is truly revolutionizing at what we do. So with tools like Copilot, we are integrating AI directly into Word to enhance the user experience and outcome by making it more seamless and intelligent than ever. So as Satya Nadella put it, the future of productivity is where AI and applications like Microsoft Word come together to empower every user. As we all know, AI is being leveraged throughout the Microsoft technology stack, and Microsoft Word users are directly beneficiary of this investment. XML has allowed Microsoft to enable the integration of all the tools in Microsoft Office. With the right plugin, which is IC Tools, Microsoft Word can produce XML based on any schema in real time. No need to wait for another party to do this for us. So I was thinking that Microsoft has been a leader in the advancement of AI. So this is evident in Copilot and in all of the AI services Microsoft provides, like cloud services, Microsoft Search, business intelligence. AI is truly revolutionizing what we do because Copilot is there and it's already integrated. So in this way, your content that you produce in the Microsoft Word becomes machine readable. So keywords and the family languages around those, they are structured in the desired format using the highest standard in the industry at any moment. In this case, is data standard XML or any standard you need. Your content becomes more efficient by being run through an optimized process, standard compliances, easy to audit, becomes shareable, and most amazing, it can be edited at any point. So you don't have to have the anxiety of the fear that, oh, this is the last change you can do. And then if you, let's say, later have another idea and you want to enhance your content, it's possible because you don't have to worry about the XML part of it. It can be updated in real time with just one click. Also, your content becomes alive and dynamic. Multiple users can be joining the editing process. Your content becomes accessible. So with any Microsoft Word version, even if it's an old document. So if you have an old document that you decided just to publish later, right, after 20 years, so you don't have to worry about the integration of it. So since it's a Microsoft Word, it's going to update automatically for you. So that's some of these benefits. I'm thinking as the Microsoft Office Word, like why I should join the party. So there is some benefits there. Okay. So Microsoft Word can do, in comparison with other platforms that also are used, but this is what I'm thinking I'm different about other platforms. We do line numbering, we do reference management, we have multiple editors that can join the same document. We can have multiple page view, we have the comment section. So why not to utilize all this in the same familiar face, creating your content, and then with just a click of the IC tools, it's just converted real time, and it's capturing all those moments that you don't have to worry about later. Most, if not even all professionals use Microsoft Word. It's that simple. All users. People are doing simple things and people are doing sophisticated things. Microsoft Word provides a lot of assistance that helps people to write quickly. Some of the services like spelling support, sentence completion, or autocorrector. I'm myself a second language. I'm using English as a second language, so it has been a tremendous help for me. And I'm sure there is a lot of people there that can share the same feeling. It's just crucial for our jobs. So Microsoft Word is an integral part of the Microsoft Office 365 suite and the Microsoft technology stack. This means that authors working in Microsoft Word are also working inside their organization, business solutions, and processes. You don't have to be somewhere else. You are doing your job based on all those standards already, because Microsoft technology developed them already for us. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel 2 times. So again, why I should join the party? Because I'm going to be more enhanced, or I will provide for my users more intelligent content. So what is an intelligent content actually? Because the company name is IC Tech, right? So Pradeep, what is
So IC Tech is for Intelligent Content Architects.
architect?
So we architect the content with the intelligence built in, so it's future-proof and it can be used in so many different ways.
So how Microsoft Word content can be more intelligent? This is how. It will have a structure. So the form, its ability to work with the text and table and pictures. The value of the content, you get suggestions for the right terminology. You get suggestions for synonyms, keywords, language specific to industry wording. How I can be more intelligent, right? So it's because I can be dynamic in the same time. So active, it's a real-time work on documents from or with multiple users. I'm also more accessible. So I'm alive. And I can be accessed real time in the same time with everyone else, so nobody has to wait. So accessible by multiple users at the same time and convertible with any Word version, desktop or cloud version at the same time. I'll be compliant, so capable to convert to data and other standards with just one click, like magic, with no stops in the production guaranteed. And I will become more smarter or more intelligent. Overall, the AI component is using the most tested, reliable, and secure AI, so Copilot, because it's tested and is developed by Microsoft. It's a Microsoft product, so we don't have to go search for another AI that is a third party or it's a private sector. So we want to make sure we use the right AI when we create content, and Microsoft is guaranteeing it for us, and it's embedded in the Microsoft Office. And definitely, I would like you guys in my party. Joe, your turn.
Yeah, so this the illustration we have here sort of summarizes what we've just been talking about, and it's got a slight modification in that we put a little extra emphasis on Microsoft Word. And, you know, as we've been talking, its embeddedness in the way people are actually working, and the fact that that's where the authors are, that's where the content is so vitally important. So we do need these three things to come together. So basically our premise or our argument is that properly enabled, Microsoft Word can be used to engage AI and all those services, both what Copilot is bringing into Word, but also everything that's within the Microsoft stack and technically elsewhere, to produce as high quality a content and high quality XML content as possible. And that once you have that, you know, sometimes the question is, well, why do I want that? Is one of the things we can do is create the knowledge base, the single source of truth, the point of reference for training, guiding our AI, and that in a virtuous cycle, that AI comes back to help people create new and better content. So, yeah. So just quickly, just a really short vignette from the real world. This is actually was a project with, let's say the top half here, a project with one of the world's largest engineering companies. And it was proposals, you know, business proposals, often for multi-billion-dollar engineering projects spanning multiple countries with different regulatory frameworks. I mean, a complete nightmare. But we found that if you create a knowledge base of reusable XML components, terms and conditions, legal components, financial considerations, case studies, you know, everything you could possibly imagine as building blocks, and then use AI to propose components to the requirements being specified by a given project, and then bring all that's been proposed together into a Microsoft Word document. And what we used to do, in that case, we had over 50 working subsidiaries in this company. And so it had to come together in the look and feel of each subsidiary. And the point was bid writing teams, proposal teams, which could have upwards of 100 people all working concurrently, immediately started to realize a higher win rate. And guess what? The vice president of global sales and the vice president of global operations is really interested in its win rate. They were also pleased that the resulting contracts were better because the proposal had been provided really did reflect the best knowledge of how you would want to do this kind of project. But so critically important example of how this can all be brought together to make a big business difference.
So I'm going to talk just briefly about the common use cases before we get into the demos, and just kind of show a 30,000 feet picture. So the two typical cases that we see is number one, Word documents being converted to XML, and number two, XML being edited in Microsoft Word. And we are going to show both of them briefly in our demos today. But as this is a high level, more about the concepts, ideas, thought leadership, wanted to bring some examples so you can see, hopefully, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and where all of us are working together, authors, editors, XML technologist, publishing specialist. So the first picture here is Microsoft Word. And as you can see, there are 4 people working in it at the same time. I'm working in this part of the document. Suresh is working on this part of the document. And you can see that we have track changes, very common in Microsoft Word documents. Well, then what happens? Along comes XML. So in here, you can see your favorite XML, whether that's Dita or JAPS or the MilSTD or any XML standard that's brought by our application. Then some people are just like love XML, so they want to see more of it. And we have that kind of tags turned on in a Word document. So for example, you can see all of your content is marked up here. Others absolutely hate XML. They don't want to see anything. So for example, here is the same document presented to people who are doing quality control, and they do not see, they just see the app embedded here. They can do the checks as I'll show in the demo. So hopefully this high-level picture helps. And let's jump right into the demos now. So let me go ahead and share my demo machine here. You can see we have some sample documents in here. And I'm going to begin with the sample set that actually Joe has provided to the community, used by many of the data XML companies, called the Thunderbird samples. So in here, we have both the use cases of XML to Word and the Word to XML. Now, let's begin with the XML to Word use case. As the amount of XML has grown over the years, this has become actually more and more common need. I have XML in my CCMS, in Tridion or whatever, and I want to bring it in Microsoft Word. I want to be able to edit it, and I want to push it back. So I'm going to show you. So for example, in here, we've got this sample set, and you can see there are many topics. Let's just pick one of that real quick and take a look at the XML. So you can see it's right in here. For the normal users, we want to be able to edit in Word. So let's just go ahead to Microsoft Word and open this document in Word. So let's minimize. So when you go to Microsoft Word, our app sits right in there called Intelligent Content. And I click on that. You can see this particular demo is for the data XML, as I think many of us are coming from the data background. So I simply go ahead and click on the open data. It takes me to the location where the data map, which is kind of the packaging list of the material, is. And then I go ahead and click on that. And you can see then all the different components, all the different items in there. So for example, I can go ahead and click on a couple of those. And you see there are these common, the concepts, the tasks, and the references. And let's just go ahead and take one of those. So I'll do a click on this one and then say edit the file in Word. So when I click on edit file in Word, well, you get the nicely formatted Word document. This is not exactly the final formatting, but the Word document that looks good for a user to edit. Now, all of the items that you're seeing in orange are your reusable components coming from the library linked to the material. And in here, the thing that we really bring to the table is your XML structure is preserved. So if I click on the XML or the structure button, you can see that this is the data. And then you've got the concepts, you've got the sections in here, and things which are commonly used in data. So for example, your paragraph containing all of the list and the list items, terminology contained in a paragraph, those types of things. All you do is make your edits in the Word document, push the XML button, and it goes back to your XML repository, your CCMS or your file system. So that's just a brief XML to Word demo. The next one I'm going to do is the XML, Word, and AI coming together. So for that, let's go ahead and go to the Word to XML folder. So in here, and let's open this document. Now, you can see to begin with, right here, we have the Copilot sitting. So I can click on the Copilot, and there comes the AI help, which is now you're getting that from the Microsoft package already. And I can ask questions in here. So for example, well, let me just say, how can I more concisely describe, let's say what how can I more concisely describe clusters? So you see, you get AI help directly. Now, about our software and XML, let me begin with this tab called Quality Check. So not only we bring the XML to the table, but of course, before your document gets to XML, the quality is important. So the more compliant it is, the more aligned it is with your style guide, your requirements, the better it is for XML, the better it is for everyone. So in here, for example, we can run quality checks in here. And these are all very much according to your style guide, your requirements. And I can simply click on the run button. Now, notice that in this case, I'm not even worrying, I'm not even thinking about data at this point, simply working on the document. And seeing, well, what is the quality sort of dashboard situation with this document. So for example, if I go to this one, you can see here that it's the capitalization here is not proper. The company requires the each word capitalized for headers. If you go to something like the part number, you can see that, well, it brings me to the part number and it's not actually formatted in the expected or the required style. You can go to things like hyperlinks. So there are invalid hyperlinks, things that would be a problem in any use of this document. So those are identified. And this is hugely customized. When we do this for Department of Defense applications, there are hundreds and hundreds of quality checks that we are running on these documents. Now, once past the quality, you can go to the XML stage. And as you saw in this Word document, well, let's just go ahead and begin by looking at, well, what is it? It's the Storm Cluster manual, and it's written just in an ordinary Word format. You can click on the tagging button in here. So let's just go ahead and click on tag the document, and our software goes to action. And within seconds, it will take a document and add all of the data XML tagging. Now, depending upon your use case, this can be used by users, authors, it can be used by tech writers. It's more embedded in the process, so you don't even see it. I'm sorry, this is on a virtual machine, so it's taking a little bit longer, but you can see now the tagging is in progress, and we just created about 198 elements, and here they are. And you can see that we can go to the full level of nesting in data. So for example, here we have the steps, and inside of those steps, you can see we have one of the steps in here that goes to information and then goes to multiple list items, each item being a paragraph, and then continuation of a paragraph. All of that is done by the IC Tools software. When you have an XML like this, you can simply push on the XML button. From here, it can go to your AI applications, your chatbot applications, or whatever you're trying to do with that XML. So these, hopefully, the two use cases covering just at the very high level help you understand how Microsoft Word and XML and AI fits in a workflow. Of course, everyone's situation is different. So coming to the next slides then, let me go ahead and close this. Okay. We also wanted to speak just a little bit about the business side of AI, XML, and Microsoft Word. As many of us have been in the industry for many years, we can probably all say that the AI is the biggest change that we have seen in many, many years. And AI is, of course, making giant strides. Hundreds of billions, or maybe even more than that, is going in that direction. Microsoft Word has been the cash cow for Microsoft. There are more than 1.4 billion users of it. And the investment and the bet that Microsoft is making in bringing all of the AI to Office, brings some significant potential for us, opens up new opportunities. But when we look at XML solutions, we can say that many of them, most of them, are in silos in small departments, maybe 25, 50 users using XML, and not exactly making an impact, the bigger impact. There have been white papers about the smart content, intelligent content in the enterprise, but it hasn't happened because the platform for that hasn't really existed. Now, for the companies, and that's 90% plus of the companies that have the Microsoft Office platform throughout the enterprise, well, it's already there. The vehicle is there for you to get the benefits of XML. So that's on the business side. And what I would really like to say is, well, you have the opportunity to choose the red pill or the blue pill. Which one would you choose? AI, XML, and Microsoft Word working together, really summarizing the key takeaway is that you need all three things to work together seamlessly. And Joe, if you want to add anything from the Matrix movie.
Yeah, well, of course, in the Matrix, when these three work together, when the team works together, they do two things. One, and the most obvious, is they free humanity from the illusion of the Matrix, basically an illusion generated by, we'll call it, bad actor AI. But more importantly, when the three of them work together, really through the whole Matrix story arc, it leads to a new, more positive and constructive relationship between people and the world of machines. And really that's, we do see that Microsoft Word and the window it provides onto a sort of a larger enterprise infrastructure ecosystem, and the AI capabilities that are, accessible and grounded therein, is a really important piece of the puzzle. And yes, I put on my Matrix sunglasses.
We try to entertain you guys, so maybe next time we'll be more professional.
Really, as we come to an end of this webinar, and we do have time for some questions, our call to action here is really about thinking differently about your content and your workflow, and how can the combination of AI, XML, and Microsoft Word can help. One of the things I'm happy to share is that you can actually do a test drive, and of course you're going to be supported. Let me share my screen here on what we are offering to help you think in this direction. So and we'll be sending you this by email as well, so you can feel free to sign up. When you go to the IC Tools page on our website, you'll see we have many different versions, and we are opening up a trial for the version that's designed for authors and technical writers. So you can click on Learn More, or you can click on the Sign Up for a Test Drive. You click on Learn More, you'll see that well, there are actually some recorded videos that you might be interested in. For those of us who don't want to spend a lot of time on trial and just want to get an idea, there's a 2-minute overview. There's a 4-minute author's perspective. There's a 5-minute tech writer perspective, 4-minute from a tech writer, and then updating 3 minutes. So maybe within about 15 minutes, you get really the big picture with the Microsoft Word and Office 365 and our solution. But you're also welcome to sign up for a test drive. And I want to assure you that we are the team behind it. So you will not be unsupported. You will not be on your own. We will help you along. And you can simply click on this form and sign up for a test drive. The nice thing is, when you sign up for the test drive, you are actually going to be using the browser. So I'm just quickly going to share the browser here, and you can see the work that I was showing you in Word is actually right here in the browser. So you don't even need to install any software on your computers. You don't even need Microsoft Word for that matter, because it's there on this virtual PC. And here is the document quality software that I just showed you. Here is the intelligent content software that you have. And of course, we work with your documents. We first go to understanding your project, your challenges, and suggest appropriate solutions. So you're welcome to try that. Some of the other possibilities from a next step standpoint. Okay, so share from slide. Okay. These links we will also share with you. So we have some sort of prepackaged engagement options. You can sign up for a 2-hour or a 4-hour workshop that will take your documents or software. We will show you in a web meeting what are the possibilities. You can have your entire team in the web meeting. We offer a 2 weeks workflow analysis, software recommendation, and estimations engagement. And then we offer a proof of concept within about a 6 weeks time frame. And of course, in addition to this, open to all over other options that might be appropriate for you. So at this point, please feel free to add questions to the question window. We can take those and answer them.
Yes, we have many questions already. So
okay.
That's wonderful. A quick reminder, we will be sending the webinar recording link to all those who registers, as well as these links, and also that you will be able to find this and all past webinars on the CIDM website. And this webinar will also be available on the IC Tech website. So to begin the questions, we've got one of the largest historical resistances to XML in documentation has been the overhead associated with manual tagging. Do you see AI encouraging the adoption and use of XML by automatically analyzing and XML tagging documentation and materials?
Yes, there have been a number of writings, and Joe, certainly you're welcome to speak to that. But we have there are a number of people that have attempted the Google Gemini and the OpenAI for tagging documents to data. We have some links that we are happy to share. We've also added the AI tagging along with our schema-driven tagging. So lots happening there. The one thing I can tell you is that getting to a point where your document is always like, guaranteed to be fully tagged has not exactly happened. So you still have this thing called the human in the loop, HIL, as it's being known now. Patricia, next question.
Yes. Does Microsoft have an XML-enabled document editor option? Is this likely or possible in the future?
Oh, well, an XML-enabled editor option. So the tags that I showed you in the demo, where I went to one of the screens and I said some people want to actually see more tags in the document. Those are actually mapped from data. So in some ways, I think that Microsoft has already made that available. It's a question of how do you map your XML, and we certainly have the experience with that.
Can you explain how Word already uses XML?
The way Word uses XML is now, since about 2007, I believe, or 2010, is what is called Open XML, Open Office XML. And the Open Office XML is a format change. So many of us would remember that they used to be the .doc format for Word documents. And then it changed to .docx. Well, guess what that X is? That X is XML. Okay, so it's actually very interesting. The .docx file is actually a zip file. You can simply go to a docx file or any of the Office file, rename it to a zip file, and unzip it. And you can see all of the XML in all the different stories, all the different layers of the document. It's all part of the open office. Now, the nice thing about that is also Google and LibreOffice and many other companies are supporting open office. So when you think about complex situations, that interoperability is much more seamless.
Do you see AI being used to replace human work related to defining and maintaining reusable XML components, such as those in the proposal and science document examples?
Since Joe is our content philosopher, I'll let him take this question. Joe.
Yeah, well, it's as you brought up about the question about the resistance to XML, the workload, the burden of let's say doing markup, or the burden of managing libraries of reusable components and maintaining them as current based on changes in the business landscape. AI can do a lot to help us stay on top of it. But as Pradeep said, the human's in the loop. And so the kinds of virtuous circles that we're ideally pursuing would see AI helping to say, these things have changed. These components need to be updated, or even proposing updates, and then those being reviewed and approved by the requisite stakeholders. So finance, legal, all the different people who get their fingers into that kind of knowledge base. So there is definitely one of the areas where AI can help us is with the management overhead, which has been one of the things that challenges XML content management environments to scale. So yeah, there's lots that can be done here.
If you have XML stored in a CCMS, does this mean you have to export the XML to a file system before your tool can use it?
So the answer to that question is there are a couple of different options. If you are working with, for example, the RWS Tridian CCMS, there is a transporter that gets the XML from Tridian into Microsoft Word. So we do have that option, specifically for Tridian. Now, in other cases, the same type of thing can be developed, but these CCMS systems also offer you the import-export utility. So you can certainly use that. I mean, it's not the most convenient, not the most efficient, but it's there.
For XML to Word transformation, you showed a single topic opened in your app. Can it transform the entire book map to a document or select multiple topics and, sorry about that, documents and tasks and bring it into one Word document?
Yes. So I'll answer that first question. So oftentimes, almost invariably, there is some amount of configuration work and project-specific requirements that we work with each customer. There is not really a single out-of-the-box solution. There is one that supports the data standard, but then you have certain specific requirements. So the answer is yes, we can do that.
Then the second part to that question, can you suggest how to ensure there's a faithful stylistic transformation to Word consistent with the data to PDS transformation the company is using? An example, can you select a Word template that the company creates before bringing the XML across?
Yeah. So we support templates, and you can select the Word template that the company uses. I have to, caution you here, or at least give you a heads up here. your Word formatting and your PDF formatting is not exactly the same. Depending upon the complexity of the material, PDF is much more layout based. So you have many of these features, sort of kerning and fitting things in a page, and you may not see exactly 100% similarity match to your PDF. Depending upon the content, for example, policies and procedures, there is no issue. We work with standards and we ran into situations, for example, you have a complex table and you have, what they call a alignment when you are doing sort of a 2-column formatting. So one column goes higher and the other column goes lower, and they want to balance it out. Those types of things that are done much better in the Adobe format that's more of the page layout. Word can get close, but will not match 100%.
Do you use LLM generative AI for the tagging feature?
The one that I showed does not use the LLM generative AI, but we do have other AI tagging features. There is a separate webinar that we are planning just focusing on that.
Sonia doesn't have a question. She just wants to say how much she really enjoyed this presentation and the matrix analogy.
Well, thank you, Sonia. This is, we are trying to really, in the industry, we thought it would be really good to bring a bit of a light sense of humor and get out of just the, this feature, that feature. So I really appreciate that you wrote this.
So last question that we have. So anybody who has any thoughts in their head, get them down here in the Q&A. Do you have an IC Tools example that tags a Word document in accordance with a custom semantic XML schema?
Yes, many, yes.
Okay.
Here, because the audience is coming much more from a data background, we focused on the data schema, but we support custom schemas all the time. And also, I should say that in organizations where you have XML resources, we actually train your resources on how do you do the mapping from your documents to your schema. That's part of our software. We have a user interface for doing the mapping in Word. You can, test your mapping in place, all of that for developers.
Well, I think this has been a very wonderful webinar. Certainly, I love the original twist. We don't have any questions left, so I think we can wrap it up. Thank you so much, Joe, Regina, and Pradeep. Really enjoyed having you on, and I look forward to the next CIDM webinar with you. So with that, we'll say goodbye to everybody and join us again.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.